Welcome to part 4 of Fixing the Leaks. This, the last section of our program, explains how you can fix the leaks in your organization. We will explore how you can move forward with a project to increase conversion and improve customer retention in your organization. We'll explore both the opportunities and the pitfalls commonly experienced in organizing a project of this kind. If you've seen some of our other workshop presentations, by now you've asked yourself at least once, but isn't this just common sense? The answer is an unequivocal yes. This is common sense. The problem arises, of course, that most organizations of any kind develop processes, procedures, and ways of doing things that they never revisit. Constant improvement should be part of any organization's culture. But, all too often, we all get into survival mode. We become embroiled in day-to-day activities and forget to go up to the high ground and look down on our operations in a way, say, a customer or major supplier might look at them. The reality, then, is that the discipline of fixing ourselves is very hard to build and even harder to maintain on a day-to-day basis. The reason most companies have to create projects to fix the leaks is that they've neglected doing so for far too long. Clients often ask, how should we get started with a project like this? Should we use a consultant? Should we use a task force? What structure should all of this take? Our answer is it doesn't matter as long as one critical element is in place. That element, the will and commitment of the leadership team to make the project happen. Only companies where there is a business need to improve profitability and engender greater conversion and improved customer retention. Only in those organizations that have a commitment to becoming profitable will see real change. We recommend to leaders who want to move forward with a Fixing the Leaks project that they use a task force. The task force doesn't have to be the senior leadership team. In fact, a task force is most effective if you include members who are 1 or 2 levels removed from reporting to the CEO. These employees are more likely to be objective, to have independent opinions and intellectual honesty. They are least likely to be concerned about whether or not X or Y department is right or wrong. You want individuals who are focused on getting it right for the customer and for the business as a whole. Perhaps the greatest challenge to most companies in implementing a project like this is what we will call the common wisdom. It's the notion that we've already tried it that way. It wasn't invented here, or, oh, we can't afford to do that. All of those types of reflections are, we find, what have kept the company from being profitable in the past. The fact that something was tried unsuccessfully doesn't mean it can't work, or that it was even tested correctly the first time. The most critical thing that anyone engaging in a project like this can do then is to make sure they're looking at the problem with new eyes. So, do you need to go out and hire a SWAT team of 6 Sigma ninjas to get a Fixing the Leaks project off the ground? Not really. What you do need, however, is a group of people who are smart, big-picture people. They need to be extraordinarily comfortable with ambiguity. They need to understand how the company works. Indeed, it's best if you have one person from each department so that in-depth understanding of the different parts can come together in the group. You need to include at least a few people who are very analytical and who are not afraid of numbers. They need to enjoy doing numerical analyses, which will tease out the root causes of problems. As a rule, you will need people who play well with others, who are well respected by their peers, and who have strong domain knowledge of their respective areas. These people also need to be willing to work extra hours, because typically this will not be the only work they're doing in the organization. You will need to figure out ways of creating atta-girls and atta-boys and extra compensation to reward these people for what is going to be very hard work. Clients often ask what book or author they should read with regard to profitability improvement. My answer is always, as many as you can. The message? With all deference to Lean and Six Sigma disciples, no single author, book, or approach does it all. No single method of process improvement, customer satisfaction improvement, customer measurement is going to solve all your problems. Instead, it's very useful to read as widely as you can. We've listed some great authors and terrific books here. We categorize them in terms of customer analytics, customer satisfaction measurement, and process improvement. But these are by no means the only books you should read. They are just a starting point. It's an incredibly rich field, and we suggest that as you go along, you treat this as a learning process, to which these authors can add enjoyment and understanding. Revisiting the model for customer touchpoints that we introduced in Section 2, the question arises, where should we start our quest for improvement? What activity, for example, online sales, call center sales, fulfillment/customer service, or repeat purchase/renewals, should we begin with? Which touch point is going to yield the most fruit? Here's a partial answer. The higher you start in your organization's revenue funnel, the greater impact of the change, but also the greater the risk. So, for example, if you start making improvements in, say, the online leads area, there at the top of the funnel, you will have a much bigger impact. But, on the other hand, you're also going to see the greatest political risk. Also, the larger your organization, the more controversial, politically charged, and unforgiving are changes at the top of the funnel. For this reason, we often advise clients to be opportunistic. Start the change process with a system or process that you control. If you can fix that first, and preferably fix it in an area further back in the consumer value chain and at the bottom of the sales funnel, you'll likely develop an early win. Early wins are what give you the street cred to go on and make bigger changes in the organization. In summary then, fixing the leaks is about small, incremental improvements in your customer-facing operations and customer touchpoints in order to reduce the number of customers who leave your sales process or who fail to return to buy again. It's about making high ROI expenditures to increase revenue that goes straight to the bottom line. It's about improving customer experience and improving your brand. In the end, fixing the leaks is about improving your job satisfaction and your pride in what your organization does. Thanks for listening. Please don't forget to sign in on the website, and be sure to let us know how to get in touch with you so that we can keep you apprised of our learnings regarding fixing the leaks.